Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Always these extreme cases here. It's just hard to explain the intensity of being in practice when you've got the intensity of what's going on out there. So you can see sometimes it does kind of warp us around here. Whew. Just intense, that's all there is to it. It's good to see you all, and I hope you all are doing well. Got quite a bit of work here, so I'm going to start and go over some of these. I'm detoxing myself, been doing some orange fasting, and now I'm pulling up a lot of congestion, thank God, and cleaning myself out. I like to do that as often as I can. And so you just have to go through the whole 9 yards of it. So if you see me detoxing, good, because we all do it. No matter what level you are, we all do it. And I enjoy my detoxes because I know on the other end of them I'm going to, be better in every way. Either when it's a sinus and bronchial, you're going to breathe better, oxygenate your body better, smell better, hear better, all those things, So let's go through some of these. Octoparrot, appreciate your thoughts. Thank you so much, my friend. Here's iDog50. Thank you so much. I have a lot of health problems, but it seems that I am addicted to exercise. I have been doing Kung Fu. Oh my God, I love that every day, but I am trying to move the lymph, so should I stop exercising because it develops acids? Again, this is about sediment in the urine. This is about filtration of the lymph, and that's the only tool that I know of we have, other than watching tumors go down, swellings go down, pain come out, all the symptoms going away, then you're moving lymph. But you really can see moving lymph when you see a lot of sediment in your urine, and then you start to see the symptom going away much faster. Most of you that are really tearing this apart see that going on. As soon as you see the sediment, it seems like the acceleration of getting well is taking place. It's just observation of what we see taking place with every single person we've ever detoxed with. The kidneys are a major player in this field, even though the theories of the AMA doesn't fit. Theories doesn't bring nothing. It's what truth is. It's what you see. It's what's happening. It's what's real. That's what's real. Kung Fu, I love it. Keep it up. But make sure you're moving lymph, because if you're feeling stiffer longer or in pain in any way, be careful about exercising there. This is neat. HD Biker, hey man, being in northern Ontario, Canada, temps around 20 to 40 below. Oh, you guys drive me crazy. Now, forgive me, this is my day off, so I'm kind of in here bumming around here. My diet is a combination of being frozen fruits with no additives and whatever fruit I can find. God bless you, man. Keep doing it, my friend. Crazy fuck. Keep going. You're doing the best you can in the situation you're in. And that's all you can say. You do the very best you can in the situation you're in. No judgments, no nothing. I bought some huge California navel oranges this morning. Bitter as all get out. So bitter that it irritated the stomach. That's what pisses me off. I hope that farmer's proud that he puts out bitter fruit. Mar 3 Elva? Hey, honey. I've been having bad breath for about 12 years. Keep in mind your mouth is just an extension of the sewer pipe going on down. I've tried the raw food diet a couple of times, and I know that it's the way to cure it. I know the problem is my intestines. I think I have bacterial overgrowth. Well, how about sewage on the wall? That's better. Not always necessarily bacteria. They're your friends. It's the proteins that you smell. But we should have more protein, right? Protein is what putrefies and stinks. Notice you don't stink on a raw food diet if you clean your lymph system. But until you do, all these proteins come out that the medical doctors think you need so much of. that do nothing but putrefy in the body, acidify the body, and stink up the body, and create more parasitic action in the body. And then they have fun going after the bacteria, compromising your body even more. I mean, it's a vicious circle of this is how we tear down humans' health. But I'm afraid to eat fruit because I'm scared the problems is going to get worse. I have a white, hairy tongue, and it gets less hairy when I eat raw and steamed veggies and green smoothies without fruit. You see the difference? It shows you that vegetables do not detoxify you near as well as fruit, and you just said it. You just admitted it. You don't want to do the fruit because it gets worse. Well, what does it mean when something gets worse? That's something you want to get worse because that's something you're detoxifying. You want to dig deeper. Your vegetables are not getting deep enough in you, and you keep seeing this symptom repetitively. So this is just a good case right here to show you why the fruit over the vegetables. You're saying it right here. The problem is it's very difficult to go raw without fruits and nuts, and I weigh less than 100 pounds. This is the reason I stopped the diet. I look anorexic. Please tell me what to do. Well, this is a good case, guys, to show you that, first of all, she's talking about her GI tract here with her tongue, right? But she's very thin. And you know automatically all that odor is lymphatic. This is all protein. These are all wastes. And, of course, you know that the suspicion here is, excuse me, is interstitial lymphatic constipation. That's right. I mean, she's probably malabsorbed. I don't think you would have too far to stretch. But what would it hurt anyway? If you had no diagnostic tools like the iris camera to see that sort of thing, it wouldn't matter anyway, right? Because to get well, you must detoxify the lymph system. And that includes in the gut wall, in the wall of the stomach, in the wall of the mouth, in the tongue. Notice all the tongue cancers today? They're all over the place. We are literally backing back. We're beginning to become a full cup of acid lymph. And that's what I think you're dealing with, honey. I think you're dealing with some malabsorption, very acidic in the wall, so be real careful. Start moving those lymphs. Get on your stomach and bowel number one. This is another reason why I like herbs. Everybody's trying to do it with fruit. Get up on those herbs. If you can afford them, get up on those herbs, even if it's just one or two, and really start banging this out. You want stomach and bowel, whatever you need to move. If you're moving well, take number one. If you need a little nudge, take two, and so forth. Lymphatic 1 capsules. Start cleaning up that gut, and then hit on with your 2 kidney formulas, Parasite M, etc., etc., etc. Go after those adrenal glands, but get your bowel wall opened up there. Wait on the nuts. I'm not familiar here. This was a question from Superhuman 991 about this particular type of iodine. I don't recommend any iodine that's isolated from its synergistic bond, like what you find in Whole Foods, like kelp and things like that. I think realistically, kelp offers you plenty of iodine. It's going to be the usability, it's going to be the suppression of the thyroid. Iodine by itself to make your thyroid work better, depends how chronic it is. Might not have much success there, but certainly kelp is a great supplement to take. That way you don't run the risk of creating hyperthyroidism, and at the same time you're getting a well-rounded batch of chemistry. When you see foods high in iodine, guess what else you see high it in? Calcium. And that all goes to the parathyroid and thyroid again, and how that relates to calcium utilization. I know some people are using very large doses of this, and that is recommended by many practitioners. Not this one. What its thoughts in terms of hypothyroidism. Again, you're far better off doing the glandular route than you would do the iodine route. That's when you start getting into toxicity levels. And there's so much stupidity out there in isolates. Leave these minerals alone. Go higher. Or you're tying yourself to the ground. You're becoming more earthly as opposed to more etherically. And if you're spiritual, you want less earthliness and more godliness, which you're going to find your fruits and your berries definitely in line with higher consciousness. It just goes with the show. How much is too much in milligrams? I'd go to the kelp, 450 milligram tablets, capsules, something in that range. You could probably do, if you're really hurting, you can start out with 1-3 times a day, see if you do well with that. You can go up a little bit with that. It's a whole food type of thing, but very high in iodine. Dulse and the like are down from that. They also claim that iodine helps for a lot of things, and it seems like people are using it for that as well. Again, if you leave intellectualism, because there's no curative value with that thinking. And you guys, we want to be at the curative levels. We want to rebuild tissue. We want to cure. And so we want Wellville. And you're not going to get Wellville playing the game of isolates like iodine or calcium or CalMag or anything like that. You're just not going to go anywhere. And you run the risk of creating hyperthyroidism. Not a good game to play. Better to get your whole foods if you're going to play that sort of game, and just get your higher foods in iodine, which seafood ranks way the heck up there. More than you really need. You have to be careful with too much of that. So I would definitely go to the kelp sort of thing. But you do a superfood complex like our superfood blend, God's Garden, you're just not going to want for anything. But remember utilization factors in the human body. Never forget that. And that's adrenal steroids. And, of course, with calcium, it's parathyroid hormone. And without good adrenal glands, you're not going to utilize your chemistry anyway. And putting more in there on top of that doesn't change that picture. That's why most practitioners are not very successful. That's why every day I sit here and hear that they've been to naturopath after naturopath, and most of you naturopaths disgrace the naturopathic name. No offense, but get your head out of the elements of the earth and treating symptoms and start learning naturopathy. Your school didn't teach you right. Naturopathy. And then there's nothing you can't cure, my friends. And not talking about diseases. We're talking about conditions of the human body of acidosis and mutation of cells, genetic suppression of cells, and trauma. This is Scorpius 662. Question, Dr. Morris, you said a little back that when you did the cancer videos that you might get into the sugars as an addition to them, and how they do not explode cancer through the body. Just wondering if you still plan on doing that. Also wanted to ask if you had any juicy lymph node 2 soy. Don't joke me up. And how you came up with such a mega formula. Well, I definitely wanted to get something that was black salve, but that didn't really tear you up inside, something you could take internally to really help. My whole gig has always been, once we all understand what the gig is, now what tools do we have to help us to aggressively do this? But you get to remember, if you've ever detoxed and you've had a lot of congestion up, you couldn't take an extreme detox. You couldn't breathe enough to get, if all your mucus in your body broke up at once, it'd kill you. You can't do it. It has to be little at a time, because what people don't understand, those of you that have been drinking a lot of milk, you can't do it. It has to be little at a time, because what people don't understand, those of you that have been drinking a lot of milk, not good. You're in big time trouble. That's all I got to tell you. Lymphatically speaking, you're in big time trouble, and you got some lymph to back up, and this is where people that have lymphomas that are milk drinkers have serious way to go if their lymph systems are really, really bad. I think when we went to the iris picture, I showed you a dairy farmer from upper New York that also has an ice cream manufacturing business, and his lymph is a mess. Of course, he's in here with cancer, but still, and thank God it's a lower cancer close to the kidneys, which is much easier, but you get a brain tumor and your body's limped up from the dairy products, we're just hoping we can get you. So, I just have always been a formula maker. I always thought I did a pretty good job, but I pride myself on having some friggin' common sense. I hope, you know. Sugars, you know, sugar feeds cancer. Sugar feeds cells. Cancer is just a damaged cell. It's not like a disease and we're feeding a disease. We're giving cell carbon. And of course, carbon with oxygen is part of the ATP mechanism. But that's not how you get rid of cancer, is trying to kill a cell. That's medical thinking. That's oncology, where they're giving you an acid to treat an acid. And that really is, to me, I'll say this over and over, very criminal. And they're so blatant again. They're using chemo now for little things like psoriasis and stuff like this. I think someone even on arthritis, and it's like, these guys are so, it's like a thief. If you, like the IRS, these guys are thieves. Not because, if taxation was legal, I wouldn't say that, because they would be doing, you know, doing everything under the legality. But when you're misapplying the tax laws, then you become a thief, or much worse. And so when you allow a thief, and you say, it's okay, thief, and that's what Congress is doing, okay, IRS, go ahead and keep stealing from people, even though you don't have any law to back it up. We'll make the federal judges go along with what you're doing. They're pretty corrupt anyway. And so the same thing's happening. They get more aggressive, more aggressive, more aggressive, and that's what they're doing right now. They're land grabbing. Remember when Willie Nelson just handed over his keys to the IRS to his mansion? I wouldn't have done that. If he's going to hand them over, they'd have shoved it up there, you know what. But no, we're scared of people. These are just people that are insane. These are people that are narcissistic. The IRS knows how to hire the right type of people. But just not just them, but when you're a criminal and everybody says it's okay to steal, you're going to get worse, and you're going to get worse, and you're going to get worse at it. And that's what's happening in the medical community. They're allowed to kill people, and so they're just getting worse at it. And, you know, until some senators stand up. Now, these younger guys that know what the gig is, get up and start standing up and not worrying about their future, they'll have a good future. Sorry, Dr. Morse, I wrote in a question yesterday about having cold arms when I play badminton. I should have told you I'm a 33-year-old male. Love the vids. Okay, thank you, man. McNutt. Well, I'll tell you, you might have your spine checked up here, that's for sure, because you could be tweaking that, you know. With the lymph the way it is and the kidneys the way they are, these vertebrae are deteriorating pretty easy on people, and a young person like 33 years old is going to have big-time kidney and adrenals, so it'll loosen up those vertebrae, easy to tweak out, so it could be that that's what's going on. The other side of that is the lymph, and if you get tight there, it's definitely going to squeeze on a nerve. So I'd be looking in those sort of directions if I was you, and really keep moving on that lymph. I recently developed a bump on the back of my left forearm that turned into a water bump. When I burst it was painful and turned into a pink sore. Well, that's because that was acid fluid there. That was very painful, made a swollen hard mound underneath. My right middle finger got swollen and very painful. See how that lymph works? That's all lymph. And I'll tell you, it can do some gnarly stuff. There's no question. Then I got a similar water bump on my right breast that burst and turned into the same hard pink painful sore. I now have the same thing on my stomach. Listen, move your lymph, sweetheart. The highest me. I love all you guys. You guys are so good. It is a pleasure to talk to a bunch of great spiritual beings like all of you. Thank you so much. You really want to move lymph. Go Parasite M. Take that for a while, right along with it for 2 or 3 months. Really get these fungals and all these activities down and move those lymph. Get those kidneys filtering. Clean up these spots, okay, dear one? This is lymph, and more lymphs. Get yourself sweating, dry skin brush. You use the skin formula, but move that lymph through the kidneys, or you're going to pop these out all over you. And you could hurt your skin that way. School of Detoxification. Who's that? How can I do your diploma course remotely? I am in New Zealand. You offer it in a distance course. most of you have gotten this and are working with this. This is our DVD course. We are going to film this April course. I got to get a hold of the Coppola family, but they generally are the ones that film for me. So we'll see. Rohan, my friend, be nice to meet you, my friend. Oh, thanks. This is my Journey 444. You guys are a real pleasure, guys. You are such, thanks. A heart filled with love. Thanks so much for that. I appreciate your thought and love to you. I appreciate every one of you guys. We're here going to make a big difference on this planet, come hell or high water. So keep going. Don't get frustrated. I know some of you are suffering and you're hurting and you're pulling yourself through this. Keep going. Don't stop. No matter what you're going through right now in this moment, the sun's coming up for you. You will have a beautiful, bright, healthy day. Keep going. You know, some of you have got yourselves in some pretty difficult positions. We're going to help you right here unwind yourselves. You got a bunch of friends here in this place, so just hang in there. You'll be okay. You know, this can be Hellville to get to Wellville. Weed City. Excuse me. I'm detoxifying along with you guys, so I'll let you go ahead. And the doc at the hospital was shocked when I told him that I did not believe in cancer since 1985. Since 1985, they've taken most of my insides and my breast. Ah, sweetheart. Each time they've said that it wasn't malignant after. Now they want to biopsy my nose. Oh, no, sweetheart. No. You get aggressive detox going here. You can't cut your whole body off. You just get into some aggressive detox. Hang in there and straightforward. Thanks for this valuable. Thank you, sweetheart. You don't take that. You get smart. You knowledge up, sweetheart, and you go on and you get rid of this. Clean your body out. It'll clean the skin up here and take care of that. I remember that the FDA coming down on black salve. Well, we need to come down on the FDA. You know, these people think they're so above the citizens. That's what gets me. The federal government has gotten away with so much. They just blatantly think they're above the citizens who elect them, who tell them they're limited. That's why we have certain documents called the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. That's in this country. I don't know about other countries and where you stand on some of these things, but this lady had put some black salve on her nose, and it took a big part of her nose off. And she's, threw a complaint to the FDA about the black salve. And I just wanted to grab her by the neck and say, if you think the black salve took that little piece of your nose off, you should have seen what the surgeon would have done to you. I've seen them where they've taken the whole face off and you snap on your new face. So people are not realistic. There's so many out of balance humans, but look at the diets. Look, I was thinking of this driving around yesterday, and look at this. It's just overwhelmingly. The humans around here in Florida, they just drive blind. And you never want to drive motorcycle down here if you don't want to live, because these cars just seem to find them. It's just a mess. People are walking mummies because they don't have the mental power, because they're sucking all their nerve energy out of them, eating dead animals and cooked foods. It's amazing. Oh, this is Team Makeup G. Nice picture. This is absolutely, thanks. Appreciate the hookup, dear one. Hunter Lester. I take lymphatic 1 and stomach and bowels 1 both in the morning and at night. I have been taking them close to bedtime before and did not experience I don't think you would with those disturbance in your sleep. You know, if you take these appropriately, you're not even going to know that the herbs are in there working on you. You don't want to take aggressive stuff. You don't want to purge your bowels and take laxatives and tear yourself up there. There's not healing in purging. There's not healing in coffee enemas. There's not healing in this, because remember, anytime you stimulate, you're going to innervate. It's that teeter-totter of duality. So just remember that. You want to ride that middle path. Everybody does better there. Takes a little bit, but I tell you what, it's well. I take the capsules before and after eating. I don't give up thought, especially, doing good there, man. Dr. Morris, this may sound like a silly question. No, it's not really silly questions. But does that bacteria killed by the antibiotics need to be replaced by somebody? Yeah. Well, thank God they're microbes and they can come in and out of the body at will, as far as I know. But this, but I don't know what long-term sulfa drugs in the body does, because we know sulfa drugs accumulate in the tissues of the body, and does that continue to set up a restriction or a suppressed growth of bacteria? It would explain why so many people that have sulfur problems have all the cancers, the rheumatoid arthritises. I mean, every RA case I know, I have maybe one that does not have sulfur that I can see in the iris. But every one of them has tons of sulfur in them, which locks that lymph system in, promotes fungal growth like crazy, which is uric acid. And so all this extra acid, suppression of lymph even more, these guys have locked us in. And now we have to unlock. If you're worried about bacteria, take antibiotics that are herbal. That way God is selective in its kill. But it isn't the bacteria. Go after culturing mediums. Culturing mediums is the lymph system. The blood culture some, but the lymph, really the culturing mediums. The body sewer system, for God's sakes. You would expect to have it a culturing medium. But as those go on, like the lady with the hairy white tongue, you really want to get rid of that, dear one. Because I used to be on antibiotics heavily, ouch, and I'm now sure that it's a good part of the reason why my lymphatic system is stagnant. You're right on there, Mr. Ant-Dion, because, yeah, you're right on there, my friend. There's no question about that one. This is from Music Bub. I like that. This is from Music Bub. I like that. I'm really worried about taking hormone pills, half dose, but if it doesn't improve, the dose will increase. Well, the problem, without me even going any further, is if you take them, your body quits making them. So you see an improvement short term, and then you see the other side of that. Because your gland is going to keep getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And of course the dosages will go up and up and up. But the problem is multiple, because you're suppressing a whole gland which does many other things besides generally the hormone or steroid you're taking. So that's the inappropriate way to be healthy, is taking hormones or steroids. Matter of fact, another insane concept by the allopathic community, but I'll be honest, I can't just blame them. A lot of naturopaths are doing it. And it's like, oh my God. We've just, some lady was in here from YouTube the other day, and she's a real smart lady, and she wanted to she was already an acupuncturist or something. She wanted to become a naturopath. I said, why bother? Become an herbalist, because naturopaths have rubbed naturopathy in the ground. I understand a lot of people that become naturopaths are sincere and really want to help people, but naturopathy is a system not taught in this country. This is why I went to England. But there have been some schools that have skirted around it. But it wasn't just me. Dr. Jensen, Bastyr and Southwest are two schools. Always tried to get Jensen on the board. I told you about that. And there's no way. And I couldn't, and I wasn't going to even slightly talk him into it, because they didn't follow the principles that we do in naturopathy. And I'm steadfast on those. You don't treat symptoms. States don't like it. Medical doctors don't like it. And I personally don't like it, because not the medical doctors have all their diseases. But when you're thinking of symptomology, you want to think of causology. Excuse me. See? I'm getting it up too, guys. And I'm happy. So I go through my stuff. So you guys can feel comfortable. The old man's going through it too. My doctor is prescribing to boost my estrogen. I turned, oh, honey, no. If you want to boost your estrogen, work on two things. If it's ovarian estrogen, you're going to deal with pituitary problems more than likely, but take the female reproductive formula. It strengthens the ovaries as well. If you're going to go look at your systemic estrogen, you want a clean liver and you want a great adrenal gland. Bottom line, because you want its sidekick progesterone just as balanced. I'm telling you, you don't want more estrogen than you can deal with. Matter of fact, the problem today is most women are estrogenic. They're too much estrogen and progesterone levels are low. And that's the opposite of really what you want. She's turned 17 at the weekend, yet happy birthday there. Yet I've not had my period since November 2010. Get on that pituitary gland, honey. Start on the female reproductive formula. It should start it straight away, or pretty close. And work on your pituitary gland. Don't start taking estrogen, not smart. I started my period February '09 though. The doctor says to start my period again for everything else to regulate, I will need to gain weight. Okay, that was a real smart opinion. I've been the same weight before and during not having my period. I was born premature and seemed slim my entire life. Well, look at malabsorption, look at the pancreas, and so you're digesting. Look at those two factions and fix them up, honey, and you'll get your weight back on there in a good way, muscle way. But this is a pituitary problem, if you ask me, looking at this scenario here. My BMI obviously is very low at 15. Also, I had a blood test which showed that my hormone levels were as follows. LH01 and FSH 1.8. Now, you know what? You're going to get up to the pituitary. That's where these are, and this is where you need to be, is in your pituitary. Try the female reproductive formula. Another thing is, maybe get a picture of your eyes, take a look, see if you have, remember the transverse bowel totally relates to this. So you want to clean up your GI tract. You can take a glandular for the pituitary, but try the female reproductive formula first and see if you can strengthen all that up and just start getting your period again. I've never seen too many people that couldn't. Matter of fact, I don't know if we've ever had one that couldn't. What is the cause? Stress, lack of sleep? No. Genetics. You're 17. I turned vegetarian 3 months ago, and my parents really didn't like this. Small change. So I have no idea how I could become raw or do detox. Well, you know what? At 17, your parents have to get on board and understand this. Let them review these videos. Let them get savvy so they know they can get their health, because you're a genetic print of those two. So one of those two have some pituitary problems, guaranteed, and colon problems, guaranteed. Guaranteed. My doctor's basically worried I have developed osteoporosis at a young age. You know, forget this estrogen and osteoporosis crap. This is crap, crap, crap. Estrogen is acidic, has nothing to do with calcium utilization. If anything, estrogen will ravish the body from calcium. So be real careful with the medical doctor's thinking with estrogen and calcium. That's bull crap. Parathyroid. Now, could you have a parathyroid weakness because of the pituitary gland? Absolutely. That's PTH. And then you got a TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. You got a lot going on up there, honey. So really, just start going after your health issues. You want to put on muscle anyway. And if you're too thin, you're malabsorbed, that goes back to the bowels again. So now you're at the GI tract, lymphatically speaking. Now the GI tract, of course, controls the pituitary, so you're there as well. So go in that way and work on those things, and you'll pull yourself out of this a lot better than going this other route of thinking. Besides, blood work hormones and steroids are very inaccurate. Should I go for the pills, which are obviously an artificial copy? No, I think you should address the cause of the factor. On the side note, I was born with colorectal back to the bowels again, colorectal complications, and I've had 9 surgeries, and I've had my tonsils removed as well as my appendix tampered with for an ACE procedure. Well, that speaks right where you have your problems. You're right there. And that's where you have your problem, sweetheart. Start getting yourself healthy. Get on these herbs, get the stomach and bowel herbs, get the female reproductive, work on that. Clean out your lymph system. You're a genetic print, sweetheart. And I've been saying this about the young folks like yourself. You guys, you got some work to do to back up your health issues and get healthy again. Parents did not know. Parents don't think about health. We live in a society, you go along, you eat mama's cooking, that's the way it is. Well, there's a renaissance happening here that you must wake up to have a good life, and you're only 17, honey, so get your health together. I'll show you how to straighten all this around. You'll do it properly with healthy glands, and then when you have your child or children, they'll be healthy too, or you're going to keep getting down this never-ending story to where your line will end. So don't go there. How many days until I could see some results? Hunter Lester. Someone talking to you, I guess. Everybody wants to know time factors. It's like, forget about time, that's our problem. We don't care about time. If you're living in the world of time, you're living in the world of the mind. And if you're living in the world of the mind, you're not free, you're a slave. And you're not being who you really are. And you're not enjoying the ecstasy of the great and of the expanded and of awareness. You're being driven by thought and emotions. Anyone have a suggestion as to what to put the herbs? The taste is killing me. All of my love to you. Grape juice. It's the only one. It's the only one. Grape juice. And if you don't like it in grape juice, that hold your nose, tongue, and chase it. Do it quick. A little water, gulp it, and then chase it. But put it on some food. Does anyone know when the best time to take the capsules that Dr. Morse recommends? You know what? I don't care if you take them all with your foods. It'd be nice to take your bowel formulas. If you're on number one, there's nothing to move you anyway. If you're a little sluggish moving, you could separate the bowel capsules maybe a half hour from your food or something, but everything else down the hatch. Everybody's conscious. Everybody knows where they're going. Morning, noon, and night are the 3 times, CB. Morning, noon, and night. If you get them in twice a day, I'm happy. If you want to go aggressive, do 3 times. We do 3 times a day here. But for me, you can do twice a day, that's fine. But do a whole dropper full at least if you're only doing it twice a day or a little more. I tend to do a little more when I'm doing them because, you know, you got 5, 6 herbs in each formula, so you're just, you don't have that much in a dropper full. If you got 5 herbs in a dropper full, you only have about that much for each herb in there. So it's not something to worry about. Dr. Morris, fruit pollen syndrome, or oral allergy syndrome. Dr. Morris, greetings, my friend. Greetings to you, my friend. I was trying to help my sister and her family with general health and getting into juicing and raw foods. She told me they're into it, but their daughter, who is 12, actually has fruit pollen sensitive syndrome, or oral allergy syndrome. Which basically is an allergy reaction to some fruits and veggies that makes her mouth itch and burn. Well, that's scary. You know why that's scary? How acidic is your little 12-year-old girl? This is serious. She's not going to have good teeth, and she's not going to have good jawbones. I mean, this is serious stuff. You want to get this little girl's lymph system moving ASAP, get her kidneys up, but she's 12 years old. She's going to have serious kidney and adrenal problems. And remember, it just goes with it. Even if you were off, you still want to go there. Doesn't matter. You're going right to the heart of these issues. And so, absolutely, this poor thing is way too acidic. You want to move that lymph, so whatever you move her through to move that lymph, you get her mouth cleaned out, use a heel oil tea, starts make it real light, and have her soak her mouth. Take some more, soak her mouth, start getting apples then, get grapes maybe. I'm really big. She's going to have some lymphatic problems. Detox is totally full of symptoms. Detox is not a symptom-free program, a symptom-free focus. Some people go through pure hell detoxing, no question about it. I've had my hell at times detoxifying. Generally, it's just the mucus and congestion from from eating foods that stimulate. If I do cayenne pepper, I'll get a lot of mucus from it. Doesn't break up my mucus. It causes a lot of mucus because my mucosa is sensitive. It doesn't like abrasive foods. And that includes onions and garlic. I can eat onions now. But still, that's a little rough on me. There was a day I couldn't touch anything like that. And I used to eat them like crazy growing up, except garlic. We weren't garlic people or farmers. We never really got into garlic. And I used to eat them like crazy growing up, except garlic. We weren't garlic people or farmers. We never really got into garlic. I find it bizarre and unfortunate and wondering if it have any dealings with this. Absolutely. I've got people that can't handle any fruit. So you got to start them out on friggin' vegetables and work their lymph until they can tolerate the fruit, because fruit's aggressive. Fruit is the most aggressive lymphatic food there is. You're seeing that, and you'll see that here with her. Even vegetables create this in her. Well, this is serious, and this little girl needs help bad, or she's not facing anything good. This is the hard drive, and this is her brain. She's in the line for brain lesions, eye problems, hearing problems. I mean, just guess what she's in line for. Need to fix that little 12-year-old up there. Would love to hear you speak about cholesterol. Thanks for this video on GERD. You know, I'm going to do one on cholesterol by itself, but it's such a simple issue, it's going to be a real short video because I don't want to go over the lymphatic system in every video. I find that's redundant information, and it's just it's arduous for me to sit here and do this in terms of going over that lymph again. But looking at lymph and looking at the two things I find people have to realize is how the lymph system works, not in theory but in actuality, and two, what the body's main antacids are, and understanding the acid side of chemistry, the corrosive side, and how important it is for the body to protect its cells from these acids. Because when it becomes intracellular acidosis, their cells pretty much going to take a little bit of a spin downward. But until then, you have HDL or phospholipids in the cell wall urging protection. You got adrenal steroids in the body, the cortical steroids, LDL based for protection. You've got LDL as a rule firsthand. You got other lipids, and of course you have calcium. Outside of that, all your alkaline electrolytes are up for grabs, and in advanced cancer cases, you start seeing your sodium go down. When you start seeing your sodium go down, back away. Get serious. Get your lymph moving. ASAP. That's all I can tell you, because the deeper hole you dig, the harder it is for us to reach down and pull you out. Hey, Bo. Good to you, my dear. Hello from Sweden again. Yeah. I did not hear the answer on my question about tendinitis yet, so I hope. Well, again, two things. Strengthen those myelin sheaths by strengthening the adrenal glands, which will give you more neurotransmitters, which in turn strengthens the myelin sheaths. You can also help with brain and nerve formulas. The other side of that is pressure. Get that lymph moving out of that head, and that tendinitis will drop down. I've done before on tendinitis, but it's going probably way back in some of the beginning issues, where I've talked about people that actually hear music. That's not something you want to get rid of. Keep it up, Bo, though. Strengthen your adrenal glands, get your myelin sheath strengthened up. You can use the new brain and nerve to help doing that. Go up with upper circum, brain and nerve, clean your bowels up, get your lymph moving, and that'll eventually take that out. If you're a listener, you're always going to hear either music or high-pitched crickets or something, because that's just spirit flowing through you. So just remember, as the what I call the Akar spirit or the life force or the prana, whatever you wish to call it, as that flowing through you, it does make music or noise. And it's just, you've got colors, noises, shapes, sizes, all these translates into physics. Since going raw at least 70-80% and taking your herbs, and all my tendonitis became much worse, stronger and louder, probably. It drives me nuts. I know that I need to detox. Yeah, keep going, sweetheart. You'll be okay, honey. You will. Everything's just becoming more pronounced, and you're listening more to yourself. And this brings up an interesting point: is sometimes when you're detoxing, you get too body conscious. I mean, I used to feel every little thing and go, "Oh, what's that?" You know, you get too body conscious. You have to forget your body. That's why I say just understand all these basic principles, and then put your body on the road to Wellville and forget about it. And then just play the game of detoxing deeper and deeper and deeper, and forget about all the answers, and put that attention toward being a channel for the Supreme Being, or which we already are, but just be more aware of who you are in the context of all things, and work on that spirituality, and that those health things work themselves right out. If you focus too much in health, you can get lost there too and crimp your spirituality because you're fixated on your body again. So you have to kind of unfixate on the human body and just kind of go through these things. Then you won't be kind of bumpy on the road there. But, you know, this is all just part about growth and going through these detoxes and getting the body well. I'm hearing your music now, dear. Let me see. Is there a special herb or formula you can take in bringing the ringing down? Well, you could try the antispasmodic and see if the antispasmodic does that, dear one. It's a real pleasure to talk to you, Bo. But try that antispasmodic. Could soften that a little bit. But try to get a cerebral detox like I'm going through, and take care of yourself that way. JG, hey, my friend. I haven't talked to you in a while, my friend. I like that icon or whatever you call it that you have there. You go right through that light, right into the heart of the God state. Good man. Poisons, a.k.a. medicine. You guys make me laugh. Have no place in any human body. No kidding. You know what? Isolated chemistry has no place in the human body, and that includes iodine and stuff like that. It has no place. Taking hormones and steroids has no place in the human body. This is because we've trotted along down around the earth and played with our heads in the sand, and now we have to lift them up and look to the sky and look to the beauty and start expanding ourselves and get our heads out of these the material butt, if you will, of creation. They are poisons to every human being. That's right. These are. These are right. It doesn't matter who you are. These are all poisons. We're all a species, for God's sake. I don't care what color, what size, what shape. We're all one. We're all brothers and sisters. They're all the same. Who cares? You know, that's why love should reign there. I don't hear any of these people running for president talk about love, do you? Even the Christian guy doesn't really talk about love. You know, it's pushing their ideas on people, like abortion things. Drop all that crap. Let people do their own things. But no, we have to be in people's faces telling them what to do all the time, even religions. So, you know, where's a good guy in some way, you know, we're not going to put him in there. You know, he's too fixated on idealistic issues that shouldn't be involved in government whatsoever. Government's only there to oversee the borders of this country, and I assume in every country, not to tell the people when and where and how and why. They're supposed to protect their people and have a nice world for their people. Let me see. Yeah, some people, you know, the people that can deal with poisons the most is those that have been poisoned the most. When your body's funny, it's very adaptive, obviously. And so those people that can handle these dead foods so much and all the dead animals and all the milks, they think they're handling them. But, you know, when the body gets down, it can take all that stuff, but it culminates, and then in the end, you wake up to very serious conditions, and suddenly you want a remedy within a few weeks or a few months. Not going to happen. Yeah, the body sees them as toxic invaders. No kidding. Right on there, my friend. I love all that you're doing, JG. You guys are a cool bunch of people. Hey, Trader Bud. Hi, man. Been a fruitarian for about 4 months now, and also on your herbs. What are you thinking? How you doing? I get a strong popping feeling in the back of my jaw where the tonsils should be. I had my tonsils out when I was 5. Oh man. Is this a sign that there's something still in the well, you never know, because even when they move them out, that whole area can decay. I mean, that's just, it can be anything there, you know. Popping sounds and stuff like that, you just kind of have to go on and just keep detoxifying. Don't worry about those sounds. There's nothing you can do. Make sure your calcium utilization is up. Might take some Calma Plus there just because whenever you're dealing in tonsils out and everything else, you can suspect some suppression of thyroid and parathyroid. Maybe you need to get some calcium utilization up, strengthen the jaw, but you are down in where the tonsils are, so I don't know, just make sure all that's happening, man. Clean up your bowels too, because that connection there, it's just like a route up here. That's why this is so important to clean up. Let me see here. So something is still in the tonsil. It isn't painful if you want to comment on to grow back tonsils if you could. Well, I've seen them. I told you I had a man in here. I asked him, and I ask everyone, do you still have your tonsils? Because that immediately tells me what they've been putting up with or what they're headed for. And so, and it gives me a chance to explain what the tonsils are to people. And so this man had told me he had his 3rd set. Now, I've heard of plenty of people growing them back, but for the 2nd time, but never for the 3rd. And so this guy decided God wanted him to keep his tonsils after the 3rd set. And I said, do you think? Thanks, Chad. Just keep going, man. Just keep pulling that out. Something you're going through. All these different stages of detox can create little things like that, too. I've seen all kinds of weird little things going on, sticking esophaguses and stuff like that, epiglottises and stuff like this, all kinds of stuff like that, you know, as you're cleaning lymph out and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff. Give me those fruits. Yeah! If you can find good fruit, I'm going up. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going up to an Amish restaurant today because they have an incredible salad bar. But I can go to the Amish place and get a lot of good oranges that will be sweet. These oranges are this big. I'm buying these oranges. I'm going, look at these oranges from California. These great big navels. I'm running home and bitter. I threw it out. Bitter. What? I can't imagine. Here's a farmer going, look at these big, beautiful fruit, but they're bitter. Sad. You're halfway there, Mr. Farmer Man. Halfway. And if those were big because of nitrogen, though, and that's what they tasted to me like he's super pumping the trees. And it's like, that's not how you get good, sweet, tasty fruit. You don't have to super pump the trees. You just give them nutrition. You don't super pump the trees with nitrogen. This fallacy of nitrogen. Whew. Get that off, that nitrogen off of me. Whew. Hi, Doc. Hi, everyone. Give me those fruits. I was wondering if it is possible to kick out myopia with 100% raw diet. Absolutely. Well, if you're not going to use the herbs, could be a while. But if you're not going to use herbs or can't afford herbs, try the tea if you have a little tea, but then really do fasting. I mean, if you don't have any helpers, you got to understand fasting. I can just tell you, or you're not going to be real happy where you're going. So you really want to get into a little higher level of fasting, whether it's grapes, apples, lemons, whatever you want to do there. And water fasting and all those sort of things, you're going to have to incorporate those the top of the mountain effects to get well. You just have to. I mean, this is what detox is. Sorry if it sounds peanuts compared to other health problems. No, everybody has their own problems, man, and I respect everybody's level. We do have some hurting people. That's some very serious people. I just tell you what, we cry most of the time around here just looking at the people coming in here and hearing their stories. The average person has no idea what that level does to us every day and day in and day out. I mean, it's unreal. This is like a way station. People have nowhere else to go anymore. They've been to all the naturopaths, homeopaths, medical doctors. Finally, somehow God turns that light bulb on to our site, and they come on, and they're able to get well. but they suffer. But I do believe your light will help many. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hope so, because I'll tell you, if we can help you go save yourself pain and suffering and all this stuff, let us do that, because that's what the gig is. We see us just like you guys. We're all a part of you. We're all a part of this planet. We're part of creation, but we're also very much part of the God conscious state. So we're all just here to help each other get well, and you're all a good part of this this site, and we really appreciate you. We don't have every answer on the book, but we think we got a lot to help you with. And hopefully, like I said, you guys, you're younger, you take off and you just take what we put together and what I've found, and you just keep growing with that. Owen Vox. Suffering comes from identification with form. I love you, man. And as soon as I see creation on the calendar, I'm saying, you're not sending me back there, are you? Unconscious resistance, judgment, and attachment. Right on, brother. We can spread up healing and rejoice. That's right. That's right. I love you guys. You guys are right on. Owen, JG, you guys, this is a pleasure working with people that have a higher consciousness here. And basically, let's see, understand through investigating by asking ourselves honest questions. Yeah, you're right on. If you keep on not distracting yourselves, this is exactly understanding expression of the hurt. Isn't this brilliant news? Absolutely. I mean, it's all the process of detaching yourself now from the game, or from the drama, or from the soap opera that exists here. Yeah, I'm kind of getting into that revenge. Yeah, she's bad, but she's also very good. So, but another soap. Just another drama and another plane. But you always have to become more conscious. Like Owen is saying here, when you identify with form, or when you identify with any sort of duality, you're identifying with separation, isolation. When you are in the now, you're in the whole, you're in the one, you're in the alone, you're in the God state. At least a piece of it. I wish, this is iDog50. I don't know if my books are published in Japanese or not. My publisher, you might ask them and see. If they are, I don't know. I would love that. I know we have a lot of Japanese friends. We had a guy come over from Japan here last year. He's just a sweet guy. He's hooked here with me for a while. This Lemonade, I haven't heard from you in a while, sweetheart. Of course, you see where I'm at here. And that includes these few. So I know it's a lot there, but I'm probably not always going to be able to get to everyone's questions, and it kind of breaks my heart that I can't. But I'm limited. I'm seeing that in the ability to get to you, because I still see people. If I didn't, I'd sit here 6 hours a day and knock this stuff out for you. But I'm still seeing a lot of people, and it's just consuming our time like crazy. But I tell you what, it does my heart joy to see you all getting well. I just, this suffering isn't something I'm good at. I've lost so much weight, I am smaller than at any point as an adult. You'd think I'd be ecstatic. Anyone says I look great, but it's freaked me out so much I fell off the detox big time. Oh, Lemonade, come on. I can tell by your face. Keep going. Has anyone else had a similar experience? Absolutely. You fall off a detox, put yourself back on, and don't worry about the weight. But remember, this weight thing now, there's a problem in people, because those that are malabsorbed when they detox are going to get thinner than they like. But you'll have the opportunity to fix the problem. It's your opportunity to fix things. And also an opportunity, maybe you didn't know you were malabsorbed. You see, and now you do, and now you can work on it more and more, and pretty soon you'll see your muscles come back on you, and you do good. So you're doing great, Lemonade. You know, you fall off. Okay, we all fall off. I fall off. Big deal. I mean, I don't rub anybody's nose in it ever. There's no need to. We're all just human. Well, I'll say we're all having a human experience here. I don't want to be human, but the human consciousness is definitely some consciousness I don't want to come back into. Whoa. Now, question. I feel small lumps under the skin on the inside and outside of my thighs. Is that my clogged lymph or what? Well, it could be fatty tumors, blah, 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 cellulite, but you know what, all the same stuff. Just keep detoxing. If it is fatty tumors, they'll melt away. They take the longest. You can put a cancerous tumor, a benign tumor, and a fatty tumor, and they're going to go away just that same order. Body's not stupid. Excuse me. P.S. I'm back on track. Go, girl! Owen, hoping to have a marvelous Christmas time, my friend. Ooh, this one's old. Excuse me. Sorry, Owen. Sorry. Missed it. Merry Christmas. Thanks, man. This is Coco Loco Bev. Thanks. Thank all of you guys. PB Surest Babu. Whew, you make me a tongue twister, my friend. Hi, thanks for your channel. Thanks for coming to it, my friend. We're glad to have you. It was really informative, and thanks so much. You're welcome. Come anytime. And Gray Bose, Dr. Morris, thanks. Subscriber, love, attitude. Thanks every one of you. And I'm humbled that you're all here. Stick around and stay a while, and let's all get healthy, and then go out and help others get healthy, and let's spread this around the world. And let's maybe we can even change the war situation by making people healthier, happier, and a higher consciousness. That gave me a good thought. You know, we could just roll up to Washington, D.C. with about 1,000 colonic machines. As soon as those senators come out, grab them and give them a clean job. Red Chicago, paradigm shift, getting the flu. Well, good. Clean it out. I love it. I've always said if you can't get sick, get a hold of someone that's got that's in a detox and hug them and see if they can force you into one. Like attracts like. You know, get yourself cleaned out. Oh, P.S. Also a heap of rest sleep when my body naturally called out for it, greatly assisted in processing those fruit and herb goodies. Thanks for bringing that out. You know, this is so true. You know, we have this need to always go, and it's like, no, let's have a need to rest. I like that. Let's sit around the old campfire and light them up and... no, I didn't say that. Let's sit around the campfire and talk of higher states of travel and awareness and those detox that knocked us on our butts. Oh, I should have read the one before that, Stu. Thanks, Dr. Morris, for the paradigm shift in my thinking after watching your videos. You're welcome, my friend. I recently found a local supplier of herbal formulas here in Sydney. Oh, good deal. So purchase something similar to what you talk about in relationship to kidney, liver, parasite formulas. Most in liquid form, good. But managed to get some capsules for the liver. Would have listed and referred to have purchased your herbs, but not sure how. I'm in Aussie and you're in the U.S. We can. I'm pretty sure we've mailed to Australia quite a bit. I have a lot of clients in Australia, and we've been mailing to Australia for quite a while now. I remember we have a good client that moved from Hawaii to Australia, and she says everything over here is poisonous. Yeah, such a beautiful land over there, but there is a lot of poisonous things. Isn't there spiders as big as your hands over there? That's scary. But yeah, we can get you over there if you need be. You know, if you like those herbs, use them. If not, you can call. We'll get them over there to you. Anyways, back to the topic. I came down last week with a full-on influenza. Good deal last week and felt like absolute hell. Good. But was happy in my thoughts. Yeah, see? So I managed to drag myself out of bed and hit the local fruit markets. Good guy, man. Good job. To stock up on some boxes of great oranges. Great oranges. I miss them. I need some good oranges. Bad. Also, some nice young coconuts. All right. Then hit the fresh juice and herbs in the big way, along with some very easy walking, cycling, and sunshine. Boy, this is right on, you guys. You guys really get it. The way I seen it, my body wanted to hit a fever and expel mucus. Yeah, that's the road. Sorry, it's the road to Wellville. Medical doctors, get on the train. Let me see what happened. The way I see, yeah, there you go. 1 week later, I have mucus coming out everywhere. So do I. Good. Nose, stool, coughing, and occasionally vomit. Ooh, yeah, up a wad. All right. Look at the stuff coming out. Boy, this is good. This is just what you want. Mucus out. Get out. Yeah, good job, good job, good job. Keep peeling out some great sediment. Wow! I can say this, Stu, you're kicking a butt. Although this may seem bad on the surface. No, it's not bad. You kick butt. I love it. You see, being around like-minded people is good for people. Only those that don't understand the human body and detox and what causes mucus and the mucosa and the lymph would not understand this. They need to get with the program. In the olden days, they just wrap you up, promote fevers, get you to expel this stuff. Nowadays, it's like, oh, we got a fever, we got to stop it. Stop it? I mean, that's insane. This is just somebody way out of touch. Why is it that when I wake up from sleeping on my side or my chest that I get those red lines all over my chest sometimes? I think they are the blood vessels. I'm not sure. Of course, I am eating a lot of fruit. Potatoes cause these too. CB. Seabassy. Well, I don't know how to answer that, to tell you the truth. You know, if you have thin capillaries, things like that, you want to check the parathyroid gland. That's the only thing I can see that. Always get your kidneys flowing for a good lymph, but of course blood flows through them too, so you want to clean your spleen, get the blood flowing good around the body, get the capillaries strengthened up. You know, generally don't know other than that, to be honest with you. I mean, most people die from heart attacks sleeping on their left side, that's for sure. But that has nothing to do with that sort of thinking. So I don't know. Don't know how to answer you there, other than, you know, thinner capillaries, low blood pressure, not enough pressure to keep blood moving properly in the body. That would be the adrenal glands, and then your kidney connection to the lymph, your parathyroid connection to the vascular wall integrity. So look at those things and see if that all makes sense to you. Let me see here. It's the kidneys that filter through. Yeah, good job, Music Bub. You know, just keep in mind that what some people think is medical fact is indeed medical theories. You know, it's kind of like the IRS. They started, look at when they went back in this country, and it wasn't that long ago, they thought they would see if waiters and waitresses would turn in their tips and pay taxes on them. So they experimented. Well, people bellied up and started paying taxes on their tips. Tips aren't taxable, but unless you're a federal employee as a waitress and you're working in a federal building, and then or you're working on federal property, or you have a restaurant in Washington, D.C., probably, any federal territory or property, then the government can tax you directly. You know, the Constitution doesn't apply to you, as far as I know. But then I don't know it all. I mean, they love complication. Says, thank you. I love watching. Oh, thank you so much there, Starlight. Appreciate the comment there. Not doing so good today. I'm in a detox and I'm kind of here, kind of ratty. But I wanted to get to your questions so bad. I've been kind of sleepless worrying about this. Miss Karen Rankin, TV star, just had both of her breasts cut off, BC of cancer. I love that picture of yours. You know what? I don't know what to say about this. People, and I don't care what level they're at, it just doesn't seem like they get it. It seems like, if you're not a very spiritually awakened person, you're not going to question things and you just have them take them off. That's what that says to me. This poor soul's just not awakened enough and she's trapped in the social consciousness here. Those of you that ask, wait, those are the mark of the spiritual person. Isn't there a better way? That's a mark of a spiritual person. And so a lot of these beautiful people that are actors and actresses and musicians and stuff, they don't have anybody nudging them. That's why we need Oprah Winfrey or someone to really put us out there so people can get a hold of this quicker instead of being mutilated by the AMA. But we've seen that here before. Women come in here and say, well, my family history says I'm going to have cancer or have the chance of having cancer, and both take them off. I don't ever have to worry about it. Wow. That's solidified consciousness. That's fear. That's control. That's disempowerment. These souls are just disempowered. They're leaves blowing in a wind. They have no structure or strength of their own in consciousness. And so, I think through the door of all you guys, reaching into some of these people, maybe they'll wake up. I don't know. I just think that we're all doing such a beautiful job. Keep going. We've got the proof behind us. We've got 40 years of testimonies and stuff, although I have been ripped off a few times. One naturopath ripped off all my files. Another naturopath ripped off selective files. Dr. Jensen's file, she took selective files of all my famous people and stuff. That was a lot of years ago, but still. Jco 3, is that $1 bill toilet paper there? General of the Light Warriors, let's go! Grab the blue sword of light and let's start waking up those. Sorry, I didn't come in here as a dove. Not much of a dove nowadays. But I do feel that we are eagles coming down and awakening and cleaning up some messes here. SOBHYGI. Welcome aboard here. Beautiful thing. Wondering if you could give an overview of your upcoming class. I'm interested in coming. Keep dishing out. Oh, thanks a lot. P.S. I just changed my picture to include my dog, Coco. You got a Coco? Well, I'm trying to bring my Coco down here. Maybe I could do that after a bit. My Coco's a little bitty brown Coco. He's a little bitty fella. Stout. And I want to show you my Coco sometime. But, believe it or not, it's me and Jennifer for 5 days. And we get into a lot of protocols. Especially with this class, I've decided to have a lot of protocols because I want you guys savvy. I want you to get it and walk out and be able to help anybody cure themselves of anything they have. I want you to feel confident and knowingness of what you're doing. And so this class is all about detoxification. Someone asked me about what books would be good for mitosis and deep work into the body and stuff. You know what? I left even biochemistry years ago because you get caught up in intellectualism. Get well grounded here and be very careful that the mind doesn't pull you away from this, and then add that on top. Then you're good. Then you'll be able to converse. But whenever you learn knowledge, find a simpler way to teach it to someone else. Whatever you learn, see how you can cut off the intellectual side of it and serve it up simplistically to someone else like you're talking to a 10-year-old. Make sure that what you know you can discuss with a 10-year-old and they get it. And then you're well on your way as a great communicator. Do the Pythagorean thing. Or the Socratean thing. NYXS, hi dear one. My dad had quinine for malaria. All I can tell you is that quinine kicked my butt. and brought me into the world of anxieties, which I have never had, and brought me into fear-based thinking and sense of being able to not to breathe and pass. So it took me a while to work around that, knowing I don't care if I pass anyway, but not being able to breathe. Of course, you pass out quick enough. Yeah. I was always told it was good to have tonic water because it had quinine in it. No friggin' way. Major neurotoxin, quinine. And you don't use these major neurotoxins to cure malaria. Keep your what clean. What do you think you should do with malaria? And we've got plenty of herbs that'll clean malaria out of the human body. Look at all the lymphatic herbs. Man's just fixated on what Owen was talking about, toxic poisonous drugs. And quinine is not one you play around with, brother to arsenic, except arsenic we have an antidote to. We don't have an antidote to quinine, according to the CDC centers. Already been there to ask them. Mostly tropical planet, fruit everywhere, bring it on. Right on, babe, right on, sleeping well. Well, that I want that planet too. I feel sorry for all you suffering in this freezing cold and you're needing your fruits and you're not being able to get them. You can't get good fruit. We're starving, guys. We're starving on a planet. The planet doesn't want us here. We're higher consciousness people. It doesn't really want us here. My dad had... I'm trying to do fruit and green drinks right now, and last night I had a dream that I ate. Excuse me, I apologize, guys. Sorry you had to see me like this, but you know what? Reality's reality. We all go through it. But I'll tell you what, you talk about the lymph system, one can always look. 40 years later, I could clean my lymph system. And I've been doing it off and on for 40 years. Every once in a while, I head into deep detox and come out of it, and head into deep detox and head out of it, just like everybody else. But you know what? That's how bad it is. And some of these people's lymph system, I look at them and I go, oh my God, you're going to be years cleaning it out. That's a sad part of this. But they're going to get over their problems way before that, no question. But these deeper issues, their deeper tissue toxicities and stuff, got to get in there and pull this stuff out. You know, so you had a dream of eating meat and potatoes. Just working off old karma, man. Maybe subconsciously you're still hooked there a little bit, you know. And I was so disappointed in myself. Don't be disappointed. Huh? You're so much more than what we know ourselves to be. That's why it's important to get more and more in the now, to where you start getting beyond the conscious mind, beyond the subconscious mind, which is called the etheric mind, and into the now, which is consciousness. And then you don't have to have that battle, you know. And it's okay. It doesn't matter. You know, I understand how you're thinking on that, because you're trying, all of you are trying so hard. So relax, just relax, don't let it get to you, and go on. So you had a negative dream. And maybe subconsciously your body was saying, dang, I missed that. Then I woke up and hadn't eaten any meat. You little May Freaky 777. This is, I forgot what your real name is. German Skelt. You guys are tongue twisters to me. I'm just about to watch an episode of Family Ties on TV. So sad to see what the medical system is doing to MJ Fox. No kidding. No kidding. Remember I told you we tried to get to him, but you know what? Some people say they want help. Do you know what I mean? Some people say, claim things. You know, they make claims. We tried to get to MJ. No way. So, okay. You know, whatever. But there's a good case on Cinnamint, which is a pharmaceutical. And you'll see him now, he can't hardly, he doesn't have any 15 minutes, half hour before dosages. He's popping all the time here. Now, you would think a man of this caliber would have investigated this field. The trouble with this field, the sad thing about this field, is you guys are the most privy to the highest steps there are. Most naturopaths couldn't cure Michael J. Fox if they tried. This is the problem. This is the only level that MJ has a chance to get himself back to Wellville again. There is no chances for these advanced cases like this. Supplements, naturopaths need to be ashamed of themselves. Graduate. That was back in the 50s. Dr. Morris, could you mention how you believe to got Parkinson's and what would be the best thing for him to do about it? I would love to see to get him cured. No kidding. A good testimony for naturopathy and fruitarianism. You got to get to him first of all. Well, you saw the MS case on there, and it's just the same type of thing, you know. You're going after the nervous system. You're going after any brain lesions. Of course, it's going to be what causes brain lesions. What causes any type of breakdown of tissue or tumors? Acids and a stagnant lymph, right? And you're going to address his adrenal glands for sure, right? You see involuntary movements. You're going to address his adrenal glands and get his adrenal glands up. You know, you're going to go the same route that we've been talking about all together on this YouTube. But he's going to walk the top of the mountain, the fruitarian level. And then he has a chance. He has a good chance to get himself back out of that. But I do say that the biggest problem isn't going to be the Parkinson's. The biggest problem is going to be cinnamon. He's going to go through a ton of spasticity trying to break that addiction. These things aren't, you know, there's issues going through these things and coming out of there. But I'm like you. I want everybody well, but not always possible. Serene 996. I want to say I really love you. I really love you too, and thank you so much. I love every one of you. Every time one I meet of you, I just full of joy. Just great stuff. Keep it up, guys. Don't let anything get to you. Keep the heart open. Keep the now going. Be conscious. Keep detoxing. Keep getting that body healthy, and just enjoy every moment of life. I want to ask you, how can I send you emails, because on your site I cannot find any contact email. I'll ask Chris, but Nature's Botanical Pharmacy at AOL.com, I think that's the one, Nature's Botanical Pharmacy at AOL.com. I know Chris has got a site, so you might buzz Chris, call up and ask for Chris, and he'll tell you what to do. I'm not very good on computers. I mean, I can get to Google. I would have wanted to send you pretty pictures of my iris. Yeah. And to get an iridology report, and also, well, get a hold of Chris, my dear one. But Nature's Botanical Pharmacy at AOL.com is what I know. I saw that you give consults over the phone. Most of my work is over the phone or Skype. Yeah. But also into an email would be okay. Yeah, it would be. We get tons of emails every day, hundreds. So we're just a small crew, but we're getting to you. But also into an email would be much easier, okay, because she lives in Romania. Also, I saw that you send herbs, yeah, international. Yeah, we do. You'll be okay, sweetheart. Get a hold of Chris. I know Chris at Nature's Botanical Pharmacy at AOL.com, but better call in and ask Chris. There are some people that wouldn't tolerate a fruitarian diet. Yeah, I agree. There are some. I don't go the yin and yang type of stuff, to be honest with you. But I wouldn't say it because of that reason. But certainly, what's a good? Yeah, I did buzz you. What's a good email that they can send to? Is it Chris at AOL?
Well, which one? For Chris or for Jennifer?
Chris.
Chris is Chris at Nature's Botanical Pharmacy.
Chris at Nature's Botanical Pharmacy.
.com.
Okay, Chris at Nature's Botanical Pharmacy.com. Good. Okay, got it. Thank you. But Just talking about yin and yang type of stuff. I don't go by their thinking. There's no question there's cold and damp, hot and cold. There's all kinds of things like that. But I can tell you most people are acidic, period. And I don't look at it that way because it can confuse you. Some people can't handle fruit because their consciousness can't handle it. Some people can't handle fruit because their lymph system's so bad they're scared of every little detox symptom there is. Some people's allergies, and they suppress their lymph so bad with antibiotics that they're in deep trouble. So they have to work themselves out of that. Yes, yes, yes. But so you start off with maybe one fruit meal a day and go 2 vegetable meals and stuff. I don't care. You know, but you are going to plateau in detoxification. And when you know you're starting to plateau, kick it up with more fruit. That's all. You know, just learn that process. But if you need to dig deeper in your lymph, don't plan on vegetables taking you there because they won't. You know. Anybody has seen more clients than me and Jensen put together, you're over 500,000 probably, or getting up there close. I don't think that you've seen what we've seen in terms of vegetable detoxification being superior to fruit. That just doesn't exist, and none of the great healers either felt that way. This is wondering. This is Sophie GI, and there's Coco. Wondering if you could give an overview of your upcoming class. Oh, I already done that. Yeah. Oh. Excuse me, please. Well, I'm glad to see that some of these are duplicates. Oh my God. If you've watched Brandon's latest videos, he makes clear distinction between a cleansing diet. Yeah, go ahead. I understand. I haven't watched these videos. But this is a detoxification thing. But I will still tell you that in a health and maintenance program, you still don't want to eat meat and eat all that stuff. You can. It's okay. It just depends on the level you want to do it. But if you want to go back to eating meat and eggs again, you're not going to feel good like you did. You're going to pus up again, and your lymph's going to get stinky again. You're going to see acidosis occurring again. So it doesn't. There's no way to look around eating dead animals for approval because there's no approval to it. It is a crutch for consciousness or state of consciousness. It's what one needs for his lack. And when you have real weak adrenal glands, that's where you love to get your neurotransmitters from. Those people that are very weak mistaken meat for energy, and it is not. It's dead tissue full of neurotransmitters. Look at a piece of meat as dead tissue and stagnant blood that's putrefying every second. Okay, if you think that's healthy, go ahead. Only healthy for balance in those people that are unbalanced in their consciousness. Yeah. Let me see. He has said numerous times that he's one of the best 10. All right, well, go for it. You know, credentials and experience aside, you're fat, man. Maybe you should unplug for a bit, take off 50 pounds. I could do that. Thanks for the comment there, but you didn't need to be facetious about it, mean about it, you know. So why don't you unplug from me and stay away? You can say things like that, but don't be mean about it because I don't tolerate people like you. It's too many people wanting to get well and stuff. This is about detoxification and wellness. All right, this is Archery 0720. I have a problem with my adrenals, my pools, blood pressure, and this is not norepinephrine, but normethanephine, and metanephrine is high. What it says is that it's extremely, you're likely very acidic, likely due to a tumor, but on scans it hasn't showed. Catecholamines is normal. Now I'm on 7 different meds. I tried to get off, but without success. Any suggestions? Holy crap! Oh, well, I'm glad I don't follow that sort of thinking anymore. You know what? Just detoxify your lymph system out. You know, you're just backed up lymphatically, probably, and you just move your lymph system out. You know? And get your lymph system taken care of. Get your adrenals up, your kidneys, because you're not going to move your lymph until you get your adrenals up. And any of these purines and stuff like that will come out of there. Dan Man. listening to a radio show about this wife whose husband is in Afghanistan, and she had a 14-month-old child who couldn't lift her left arm really good. She brought the baby to the doctors, and they found a large tumor in the upper lung area. Oh, on a little baby. See this? Their solution was to give the baby... Oh. Their solution... Their solution was to give this baby chemo. A 14-month-old child. Well, that's what's going on, Dano. That's why it's very tearful here to see this. And in fact, the guy that said that just pissed me off. Why don't you come down here and heal these people up for me? Maybe you're so smart you could come down here and help heal these people up. Maybe you need to unplug. People like you just piss me off sometimes. You know, we work so hard to help people, and you get jerks like this. Anyway, 14-month-old child. She then began telling the story of how the baby only lasted 7 months and then died, and how hard it was for her and her husband. Dano, we hear this all the time, man. I mean, it's a tearjerker, and the kids, I've said this to you all, you know. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourselves, and everybody get themselves well. And this poor thing, isn't that sad? And this baby probably could have been saved. But, you know, when you're 14 months old, now let's look at this case. 14-month-old baby, what are you going to do with them? This is the time where you're going to nixay on the old formulas, because those formulas probably just fed that tumor. High fat, high protein, are you kidding? That just feeds tumors. So, and you notice how they're so congesting these formulas. Now, she might have breastfed, but I'm sure she wasn't a raw foodist on the diet. Same type of problem. So bringing acidic milk into babies only serves to clog their lymph systems. And, of course, you see the baby's problems with adrenals and kidneys now. You see that all over the place. Now you see the problem there. And this is a sad thing, you know. If the mama could get a hold and learn getting her body healthy now, get her adrenals up and get her kidneys up, because she stressed her man in Afghanistan, that's got to be a killer on her, you know, and all these things, and then dealing with a baby and everything. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for the man that had to be in Afghanistan, you know, over there traipsing in a land far, far away that, you know, in the end, I think you're going to see what's going to happen there. You know, this is a sad thing. We see it all the time here. Poor thing. But this is chemo. Oh, wait a minute. 90% of the people survive chemo. Is that not sad? This is what we see all the time. Why would you give a 7-month-old baby chemo? So when someone's worried about giving some herbs to some children, anybody worried about giving herbs to children, medical doctors stand right up and give battery acid to children. There isn't an herb alive stronger than that. There isn't anything alive stronger than that. When you get in these high corrosive acids, ain't too much can survive them. You can drop our herbs right into chemotherapy, and it'll just tear them up. This is the problem we have. Of course, if it's a lot of base chemistry, it should help to neutralize it a little bit. But look at that sad thing, Dano. I'm right with you here, man. Totally agree, Dr. Morris, not just because it makes sense from an experienced healer like yourself, but I found this from my own experience. Everything feels better and works better when I'm high on your fruit. Yeah, I feel that too, in every way, but good fruit. It's like those oranges this morning. They were acidic, and Brenda got pains in her stomach from that because it was so acidic. And these were these great big beautiful, I mean, they were beautiful looking, big beautiful navel oranges. I ran home, was going to rip them apart, you know. I'm saying, food, I found some food. Guess I shouldn't have bought them at Walmart, huh? Yeah, well, I had to go to Walmart, but still, it looked good. And it was like, damn, man, you guys got some big muscles there, bro. IDM weight, wow, you got a big boy here. I hope you're, also, is oatmeal not okay to eat? Boy, I tell you what, bro, it's not a muscle thing, it's a starch thing, so it's just a fat thing and an acid thing. You know, you might want to shift yourself slowly into pumping some green drinks if you don't want to lose those beautiful muscles and stuff. You're going to lose some of them, but if you shift into powerful green drinks with a lot of alfalfa, you might be able to keep those kidneys filtering and work on those at the same time, kind of, excuse me, tweak that human body of yours without losing too much muscle. You'd be in pretty good shape there. I love that you put fun in everything you do. May Freaky, sometimes people that are rude like that, I don't have too much to say about it. So it does sometimes get me because these people live in a world they don't have a clue what life is, you know. But on this site, this is about health and wellness. It may if I was sitting here 200 pounds overweight, but you know I understand all that. I understand each one of you going through your own problems as well. But what we're after is the knowledge and the ability of you guys to do this and have fun with this. We're all working on our own selves. But sometimes I get a little disconcerted. These people don't have to sit here and work through all these sad cases. The emotional drain here is not understandable by people like this. It's just incredible here to work with these cases, this day in and day out. You just saw Jennifer cry in there with a case. You just, terrible. So it does unplug you. So love you, May Freaky. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing great. I am doing great. Thank you so much. C1SCOM. Hope you're doing great. I am doing great. Thank you so much. C1SCOM. Om. The great Om. There's also the HU, the Hu, always considered a higher than the Om, but it really doesn't really matter. You use Om or Hu, you're singing the Word of God anyway. Hope you are doing great, because I am. Yeah, baby. Link 2, Link 1. Oh, I see. What is this? There are 3 vegan guys that are kind of crazy and have their own channel to promote their vegan style. They have cool tips. See, these are the kind of channels that are great for you guys. Stuff like this are great. I don't have the raw foods and pumping them in here like this because right now I'm just trying to get the knowledge of practicing with you. That to me is a given. You know, your juices and all that stuff's a given. How you play with that, how you juice, that's always up to you. This information is vital to how you use that, how you use botanicals, and the way and the road to Wellville. That's really the key here. And so that's why I'm limited in this channel. Can't do everything on one channel. So all of our friends have their own channels. The Raw, you guys have your own channels. It's just the more we do, the more we put out there, the more we change. And I'm excited with all of you guys and what you've been doing. I love this. Uptake on your channel and progress to see you there. I just took the time to share this video links I found interesting. Yeah, I'll have them look up for sure. Oh, Coco Loco Bev. Coco Loco. Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. Okay, put me, I tell you what, I'll unplug. I'll unplug here. But you guys are going to have to take me down to Costa Rica or somewhere. I want white sand beaches. And I'll just sit in a hammock the rest of my life. I'm okay. You can insult me all you want. Hello! Hello, my dear one. I have been researching for years on vaccines and their danger. Yeah, I showed you that one. Dr. Tenpenny. And she's done this, Dr. Tenpenny, on vaccinations and stuff. I thought that was pretty good. I got a hand. She's an ER doc. I thought she was a neurologist, but there's a neurologist saying the same thing out there. Dangers. Wish I had known this when my girls were babies. You know what? We do. You know, I know. Anyhow, I have now come to the conclusion that the vaccines harm our gut. And, oh, yeah, look at why we all have herpes. You know, look at that syndrome. the mutation of the virus and whenever you're using monkey kidneys and everything else to grow viruses. I mean, the world of research is insane. And they keep plugging into all this money to do this bizarre research because they just don't simply understand how you get people well and that you want natural immunities and you keep your lymph systems clean. We're all a product of dietary habits and what that's done to us. Then add on to that problem the problem we use to treat the symptoms we got from eating wrong. Now we have the chemical poisons, as Owen is saying, that's poisonous on top of it. It's just like, let's keep killing each other at all levels. It's just unreal stuff. You guys are really getting smart, and I love every one of you. Question, I am 48 years young. Now you're talking, Coco Loco. You choked me up. I would like to know how to get all detox. That's why I say the detox is the golden key. What other word, what other focus, what other way would it be that cleans the tissues of the human body? Now, if you're 44 years old and you had these vaccines when you were a baby, they're probably deeply embedded into the lymph system, unless your body's gotten rid of them through the years, that's possible too. If your lymph system halfway moves, if your lymph system doesn't, then the storage of these things can be assured, like the storage of metals like mercury. If you had a clean lymph system and had fillings, all that would constantly be cleaned out of you. The problem is with the lymph and the inability to clean the body well, and that's what we're facing. That's why focusing on that fluid automatically cleans the blood, automatically. But you're focusing on the correct current and the correct fluid and the correct site of chemistry that is causative to all our issues. And, there's nothing else to say about it. Question, I am 48 years young and would like to know how to get all of the poison out of me. Do you have to go after the gut? I'd go after all of that. I would. I'd go after all that. Just keep cleaning the bowels, cleaning the lymph, getting the kidneys to filter, up the endos, excuse me, and you'll get it all out of you. All of these so-called autism, ADD, ADHD, is all that just gut? No, sweetheart. These are true neurological problems. Now, there can be hypered up nervous systems from some of these, maybe, absolutely, could be. But a lot of times you see these are neurotoxins, so the suppression of the nervous system actually makes a hyperactive nervous system. When your nervous system's healthy, you're strong, you're straight, everything is calm and peaceful. The nerves are strong and ready to roar. But when they're weak, they're hyperactive like this. That's a weakness. And it can be stimulants, but most of them are acids that do that kind of stimulant. And so you just have to get those out. But on these ADD and ADHDs, go up upper circ, brain and nerve, get these little fellas cleaned up. But they're not all just little fellas. I see them in adults too, Get those adrenals up. That's why they're dumbing down North America. Boy, are they dumbing down North America. Boy, I tell you, we're dumbed down pretty good. I haven't heard that in a long time, but you're right. We're dumbed down quite a bit. It's just, it's intriguing. I won't go there. It's politics. We are the most vaccinated country. Some pediatrician called me one time. She says, I have to ask you something, Dr. Morse. I said, what is that? She said, I'm a pediatrician. She said, do you believe in natural immunity or vaccinated immunity? And I said, you don't even have to ask. Natural immunity. She says, well, I do too. I just wanted to hear you say it. That was nice of her. Female, of course. We are the most vaccinated. Let us also not forget the 54% of our children that do make it through their first year of life and are now dealing with chronic illness. I'm telling you guys, this is so messed up. Our future is tough here. We need you all. We need everyone. So let's plug in. Centron, plug in. Let's go. Let's detox these people and let's get them all cleaned up, man. We don't care if you eat meat, Centron. I don't care if you have a piece of chicken. Yes, you told everybody I had turkey. I've had turkey with Dr. Matter of fact, that freaked me out too. Of course, I'm a raw foodist thinker and a vegetarian thinker, and so when we went out and I saw Dr. Jensen ordering duck, they also like veal. Now, I don't go there, but I had to taste. He said, "You got to taste this duck. You got to taste this duck. You got to taste this duck." It's like, Doc, but it's like these digestive enzymes, these probiotics. He had this medical doctor make for him. Oh, you got to try it, Robert. You got no, Doc. You got to try it. You got to try it. I sat on the toilet cramping for an hour. I quit doing what Dr. Jensen was begging me to do. Let me tell you, every time I did, I ended up in trouble. So how would one go about getting these deadly vaccines? You detox, sweetheart. Keep pulling and cleaning deep out of the body and keep enhancing your body. That's the beauty of the herbs. That's all I can say. And look at the food. We're fighting with quality of foods. So you just do the best you can, find the best food you can, and find the best herbs you can. I don't know what else to say about it. I really don't. Moving to the tropical place is probably in the mix. The girls and I having our eyes read by you. Jennifer said it would be at least 2 weeks for you to read them. Oh, you're the one with the kids? Yeah, I've got your stuff at home. I believe I'm working on that. Kind of my vacation weekend because we moved and I'm just so much going on here, but I'm so far behind here I had to come in to talk to you guys. So Jennifer said it would be about 2 weeks for you to read them. As for living in Alberta, Canada, I find it no problem. Oh, good. At all to eat all raw. Oh, good. Good. You're a strong woman. And no, I don't freeze. I wear long johns and dress warm, and yeah, that would do it. But when we first went raw vegan 3 years ago, we did freeze for one winter. Now that we're mostly all fruit. Good. Thank you so much, Cocoa Nut Bev. Coconut. Excuse me. We all detox, guys. Sorry about that. Just sorry to do it in front of you, but I needed to talk to you today and get this down here. McNutt here. Whenever I play, oh, I already talked about that one. Good. That's another dupe. Yasman. Hey, nice to talk to you again. Everything is okay and balanced. Oh, good deal. No need to be overly dogmatic about any one thing, including mushrooms. In duality, poison can be medicine and medicine can be poison. Well, in homeopathy, that's true. Kokalaco Bev, what is wrong with mushrooms? I love mushrooms. Well, some mushrooms are better than others. The morels. I'm talking about the morels. I love morel mushrooms. There was one time I also did like the psychedelics, but I do love morel mushrooms. They're about the only ones I can eat because of previous history with mushrooms. Oh well, we all seek the now in the ways we did in the past. Does give you an idea of where it is, though. Please give this message to Robert Morris. Thank you so much. This is a composer, Tim Beek. It's me, composer. Hey, composer, man. Just telling you now that I am doing very good. Good, man. Good. I'm all fruit now and preparing for a very deep cleanse of 5 months with herbs. Fantastic. I know I'm getting myself more and more, on all fruit now. It's just we're having a real hard time finding them. But so I do have to do some salads and stuff, And some weeks I have up to 11 formulas at a time. Holy goly, man. I tell you what, you guys are really ballsy. I've done 10 and 12, but I feel it. My body feels it when I do. I told you Shania Twain used to down 23 of them at a time. Mutt would do 17 at a time easy. I don't know how that little woman took that, but she did. Brave little woman, that Eileen. She's a beautiful soul. Some weeks I have up to 11 for, oh my God. At least I have money for the herbs, yeah. Whoo-wee. But if you're going to jump in and get in and then get all done and come on out. Meditation is going great. One day I hope to use all this, good, to create a clinic and help people. Now that, composer, is the best thing I heard you say all day. Get yourself a clinic, start working with people and help people. We'll make sure you guys know what you're doing and start healing people up, and we'll just start healing the world up. No ego here. You just keep healing people, and that's what we want. We want the world to change because this slaughtering of the human race isn't acceptable anymore. Bandit 2888. Why on this planet we have psilocybin? Oh, are we talking about psilocybin mushrooms? Well, I think all these things are definitely tools like that one uses. Mushrooms always helped you get that now, sense of the now, like LSD did. That's why Timothy Leary likes so much the LSD trips, because if you bring yourself in the now and you can control that subconscious, you won't trip. Then the answers of life just start pouring in and you start seeing things. But you can do this naturally without any need of any support like that by just quieting the mind. For those, it can give you a little taste of the now so you can have that to use. It's like a reintroduction. But they're hard on the human body. Things like mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, are a little hard on the human body. It is on mine. Of course, I don't need that anymore. I did that when I was in my early 20s. And then I realized that now was where I was working. That's what I was working for. I don't need you anymore. And so that's the point. You can use these things as tools. Far be it for our government or anybody that wears a suit and tie or anybody that's constipated to understand higher consciousness. But if you want a journey there, we should be helping each other be better and higher and healthier, not throwing each other in jail. I mean, down dumb America. Advice for a dating company, please. Hey, Robert, I love your videos. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really do. And your detox source book. Thanks a lot here. This guy wants me to unplug, though, because I'm too fat. Oh, well. I've been working as a dating coach for about 5 years now and have taught over 1,000 students face-to-face. That's pretty cool. Plus, appeared on TV. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm going through this for you. And newspaper. She's been on TV and newspaper. WWW. Wow. Recently, I have discovered how useful eating raw fruit and veggies is in regards to dating. Wow, this is pretty cool. I did a blog post video today. Oh, that's pretty cool. And I got attracted by one guy saying, seriously, you think cells in your body need sugar to run? You need to go away and actually check some facts, huh? I think that guy needs to go away and check some facts. Sugar fruits is actually called fructose, and fructose is considered to be possibly the worst type of sugar or carbohydrate to eat in excess. Doesn't that show you the stupidity of people? Doesn't that show you the stupidity of people? Well, I guess the primate family needs to close up shop, disunplug, and get off the planet, poor guys. Dang, they're in trouble. Since our body's 98% identical, that could be a problem. I think we should back away. All you guys on fruit, better stop it. You're going to kill yourselves. Wait a minute, but all you're getting better. I mean, this is how stupid these people are here. This is really, I hate to say that, but after a while, it's like, please, get yourself some common sense there. Clearly he is wrong. Clearly he is wrong. Clearly he doesn't know what's up or down. And that was just an opinion of his, though, from some propaganda he heard from somewhere else. He doesn't know the facts of chemistry. He wouldn't have said that. Carbon is sugar. That's where we get our carbohydrates. That's where carbonhydrates come from. Hello. Clearly he is wrong. I have done a couple months on fruit only and feel great, absolutely. but I don't know how to end this argument easily. Ha ha ha. I feel it's my purpose to help with this high-level consciousness push. Well, yeah, you're going to have to use things like primates and fruit sugars as simple sugar and carbohydrates as carbon and facts like carbon and oxygen mix at the cellular level, creating ATP, adenosine triphosphate, yanking out the hydrogen, which we know hydrogen is acidic, and the more hydrogen something has, the more acidic it is, blah, 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 blah. Get into some facts with him. Because he's just spouting stuff he doesn't really actually know for fact. It's stuff he heard, and he's assumed it as fact, depending on who told him. Maybe he respected the person that told him, and he felt that they would be knowledgeable about what they were saying. Thank you, Robert. I love you. Thanks again for tuning in there, Rob. I don't know, Rob, what to say about that, man. Just that, half the people in the world, all the islanders, all those 100-year-old islanders that were raised on fruit, well, according to him, should be dead. I don't know. All these things you put yourself out there does tone you a bit and it's just a developing your dialectics. Don't be afraid of one case you just can't know how to communicate with them and you just lose that, because a lot of times I'm one of those guys that think what I should have said after I said it. That's the problem. I always hated that. I think afterwards, boy, I could have said it that way and said it that way, and I should have said it that way. But it does, in that kind of thinking, develop your ability to articulate what you know into verbalage, physical language. And, I've met many people. I wish I could go back and talk to them in a different way, maybe. But you know what? There is a good learning lesson for you. It doesn't matter what he thinks anyway. But it is a good learning lesson for your abilities to articulate this, because that's what you set yourself up there. Set yourself up on a site to articulate and to help people to grow spiritually. And you're right on with the dating. Higher consciousness people, when two people come together, both with very strong senses of self, awareness and consciousness, the experience can be quite beautiful, quite etheric, full of joy and ecstasy. And, it's just people's relationships are so emotional and so self-perpetrated, like, what can I get out of this relationship type of thing? What's in it for me? Me, 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 me. And really, when you get the me out of the way and you just love for the intensity of it, and there's a connection, that connection can be way out there. The more higher aware you are, the more sensitive you are. You respect that other person as an individual. They respect your individuality. So their life doesn't matter. It's who they are and their beauty and the way they carry themselves that attracts you, and nothing else matters. And then the merging of that relationship can be an extreme high sense of emergence. But I think you're on a perfect track. I think that, it's just going to help develop your ability to articulate. Pretty dumb, this guy's statement's pretty dumb, though. And you see that. But I've seen dumb statements out of this on the learned who you think should know. So, but, we are in a world of very inferior food, so some statements are born out of experiences, maybe, not this one, but, from eating bad food or something, and it just gave them a bad taste in their mouth, and they just, whatever. So there's all that sort of thing going on, too. You can't let one experience drown the rest of them. Make one experience after the other new. Life's new every day, every day. Another problem you have with that is remembering your bad experiences. You might go through the same experience a few times. I know that experience, because you live in the now. And that's what's hard, is keeping that memory going while you're still in creation, when you're living in the intensity of the now. Sometimes it's good to remember a few things. Now, Regicao, as a fellow cyclist, yep, you do need your sleep. In relationship to the Durian Rider comments, if you're not just sitting around and riding 100, 200 in a day for pure joy, it's only logical that you get some nice rest. Yes, and I agree with that. Also with weak adrenals, it recharges the electrical system here. Let me see. I don't understand something. If you go on fruit long enough, it can turn your brown eyes blue. If you have blue eyes, not if you have brown eyes. If you have blue eyes that are mostly brown from chronic lymph, and I've showed you some in the iris, but there'll be a day. I've been talking with them around here. We're going to take a day. We're going to add up all the eyes that you guys want me to read, and we'll do a segment here on the eyes. Maybe I can show you more of what blue eyes that are mostly brown, but you can still see the blue in them. If you can see blue or green in your eye, no matter what other colors are in there, that's the color of your eye. A brown eye, a true brown eye, will never have blue or green in it, ever. And you struggle to see orange in a brown eye at that when you're looking for sulfur. So it's only those people that have chronic lymphs where those areas have turned brown, that'll turn blue again. You can't turn a true brown eye blue. No, that's not what that meant. So it's just no. That would be freaky, even for me. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I am so far here behind, guys. Citron, what's this one? This is probably an old question, my friend. What do you got here, man? What is the difference between eating grass-fed organic meat versus taking glandulars? Well, good question. You could probably eat the glandulars. You could probably kill an organic cow and eat the glands and probably do the same thing, I'd guess. And then that'd probably be the best way to do it, because then you wouldn't be getting all the additives these labs add in there. So it might be a good way to do it. Raise organic cattle and slaughter it and eat their adrenals and their thyroids and stuff. You could probably do that. That does mean that there are beneficial properties in meat when eaten in moderation. If it's different, please explain why it is, and thank you. Well, glandulars are definitely meat. And if you do it in a therapeutic dosage and stuff, you're doing it to help excite those glands. But then you don't use your long term with that. You start getting into the muscle tissue and all the other tissue that you eat, and it doesn't have like effect. And even the glandulars, I only use those, to be honest with you, because of the chronicness of the people. And it's not something that I enjoy either. I prefer to use herbs that we're at a chronic level, Citron. And I know what you're trying to do is merge your meat eating, and you're thinking of eating meat with glandulars and everything else, but, if one wants to eat meat, they can. But I can just tell you that if you want superior health, you always get rid of the meat. You always do. There's just nothing healthy about dead tissue. In fact, the glandulars definitely work to a degree, there's no question. But I don't see the same thing in eating muscle tissue on animals makes your muscles stronger. Whoa. Yeah, neither does God. I'm so lucky that it's summer here. Yeah. Where are you, in New Zealand? Aren't you in New Zealand? This is German Manneken. But you guys eat away. I'm talking about detoxification. You eat whatever you want. I like those other channels like Dan, the Man's, where you're sucking down the raw and you're power punching and stuff. It's good to follow that way for years if you would like. I found my life going in different directions for several reasons, and I've talked about them before. Not in terms of off of the raw, but in terms of having cooked food. And, there's times where I didn't eat so well either. Just the situation, the location, the country I was in, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I don't hold a hammer over your head, Citron. It's just that we were told here you were saying we were wrong here. So, but I understand if you want to eat it for a sense of wellness, go right ahead. There's a lot of theories out there. It's just that wrong species. You can't really, for a frugivorous species and a herbivorous species to eat meat. With your thought, animals that are herbivores okay, and that's the worst thing you would do to a herbivore. You might argue that the Homo sapien is closer to an omnivore in terms of bowel length. You might be right. The bowel length of most omnivores are about 10 times the length of their spine. Ours basically about 12. Herbivores about 30. So yeah, proportionately, maybe in that way. But in terms of all the other issues, man just wants to love to eat meat, and I don't care, eat it all you want. But in terms of a spiritual society and higher consciousness, it doesn't fit in eating meat. Any of your high levels of consciousness, those masters, those beings frown on the consumption of dead tissue. But, like I said, it's all up to the individual. But I don't promote the eating of meat whatsoever at all, except in the use of these glandulars. But they're minute amounts of glands. And we do it in meter dosages, but we don't keep people on them. As soon as I'm able to get you off of them, you notice I get you off of them. So it's just that sort of thing. Oh, this is ascending to the light. You know what I say to ascending to the light? Be the light. Be the light. You don't have to ascend to it anymore. You are the light. If you look at it from the physical, you are ascending to the light. But if you are the light, there's no ascending to anything because you already are ever present. And that's what you want to do. A shift of perspective, a shift of your point of view from souls assuming they're physical to souls knowing who they are, having a physical experience. See? Dr. Morris, thank you so much for taking the time. I love to take my time to work with you guys. Really good. It's wonderful. I've learned so much. Good. Everybody's got some own takes and stuff. Nothing's perfect. I have never said on this channel that we're perfect in that way. So, but there's just certain things I'm going to come down on sometimes, and it's just the way it is. I don't want people to get the wrong idea that you should go out and start eating organic meat and stuff because it's healthy, because it's not. I don't care what our ancestors in the northern climates did. Our ancestors in the warmer climates did not do that. I've had the opportunity to glean a great deal from your other videos, but these are so direct, they're cleared up so much. I'm going to get more, Lucinda, I'm going to get, like I said, I keep saying I'm gonna, but I am gonna. But I'd like to get more specific, but you can see I'm down to these questions. And I probably won't have a chance to get to them. So don't stop asking them, because I'll find my way to catch up. Someday I'll sit 8 hours in here and we will plow through this. But I don't want to be too far away from your problem you might be having. So I've said this many, many times. If you have a serious side effect or something you want to know about real bad, or you're hurting real bad, you please call up and we'll help you. But keep coming with your questions. I appreciate them. But don't get upset if I don't always get to them like I could. So hang in there. I'm working on you guys, okay? GB. Spread the love. Shine the light. We all need to hear this message. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. How you doing anyway? You do good work. Thanks for plugging in here, my man. Standing ovation. Thanks, sweetheart. Thank Rosalind. I love you, honey. I'm trying to put it out there. Oh, Carbone 4. Hi, sweetheart. I love you too, dear one. I think that, here's Kibi. This is probably an old one. They fought it with the key. Let me see here. Thank you so much for summer. It all up so beautiful for us. Good deal. Including my dad, although he might cry because he lost his wife, my mom, to cancer in 2008. They fought it with chemo and radiation because they didn't know the truth. I'm sorry, Kibi. I know. There's some people who are going to pass anyway, but for the most part, we can get about everybody. And you guys are going to be smarter than me and find out even more better ways, or deeper ways maybe, or better herbs or something. I don't know. But we need to get where we are here and then go from here even deeper into the subject matter. And there's so much more I'm sure we can do, but I'm a little in the now and a little on the fried side. But they're just, we're just awakening this level, and we need to awaken it big time because the amount of deaths. And so it was nice to see that the FDA admitted that only 6% of the people survive chemo. I can't imagine legalizing something that kills 94% of the people that use it and only saves 6%, and that's acceptable. Even if it was 10%. 100 people that take chemo, only 10 people survive it. That's about right. I'll be amazed if it's even that. 6 survive it, according to the FDA. 6. Berinsky saves 20. And those people that do our health programs, generally, we're probably around 90. Okay. You're always going to have people leaving the planet. There's no question about it. But I'll also give you a little clue. It's how you leave it. It's how you leave it. And it's so much better to leave it on our side because you're going to leave it high, you're going to leave it aware, you're going to leave it in so much better shape, consciousness-wise, guaranteed. We have a lot of those stories too. Thank you, Helena La La La. These are older. I'm going to take off because it's almost 1 o'clock. And I got to go do a bunch of things here. I could go crazy over all your questions because I love them so much and I love you guys so much. But would you please do a video on mental health problems? I do. Now that's a good question. Mental health problem, depression, anxiety, bipolar, absolutely. Good question there, man. Healing naturally, absolutely. I've talked about the anxieties, but I want to do specific videos for that. I've talked about anxieties being the adrenals, and of course the depressions being the thyroid, your bipolars. You got when the glands are down, you're down. Name it whatever you want to call these things. When your glands are down, you're down. So getting the glands up really makes it because they control everything, literally everything in the body, and connect it right to your etheric bodies as well, and impress on them. So the mind gets distorted, the emotions gets distorted, even though they're not physical bodies, they still can get ravished by just this one physical body here on the outside. So you guys are doing beautiful here. I just keep wanting to go through these, but I've got to write this up so Chris can even get this up, and I hope he gets them up. We're so short-handed. He's having to work and get shipping out, but I'll kick him in the butt and see. We went through this much in 3 hours. So, unfortunately, we have this much. So that's probably 12 hours. But I'll get into specific videos more and more, and hopefully I'll answer a lot of your questions in those specific videos. But keep tuning in. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate your lovely comments because it keeps us pumped here in an impossible world. And Centron, let's go out and cure them up, boy. We love you guys. We love every one of you. Just stay happy, stay fun today, and eat good fruit if you can find them. Don't forget the berries, of course the melons, watermelons, good watermelons. Nothing wrong with a good green drink, pumping that down. Lots of parsley, lots of beets to clean the kidneys and liver. So put that beet juice in there. Also get the parsleys, lots of parsley. If you can still find dandelion anywhere, hit that. And then you can add anything else there you want. But now you're using specific herbs for specific locations, and those locations are directly tied to your lymph system. So in that way, the vegetables can get in there and help those organs that are a main focus of ours. So have fun today. I love you all, and thank you so much. Goodbye, and may the blessings be. Namaste, and have a great day. Bye-bye.